Hi, everybody. It is Friday, and it is time to rank 8-bit Nintendo games. We have quite the list here in front of us with 606 games. Mega Man 2 still at the top of the list. And Raid 2020, which is an unlicensed video game, down here at the bottom of the list at 606. Today's games will some go on this list somewhere. I don't know if we'll see anything that is worse than Raid 2020 or better than Mega Man 2 today, but that's kind of the magic of this endeavor, is that you never really know. Playing some big names today, some very big names in the world of video games, in the world of 8-bit video games, 16-bit video games, in the world of the 80s and 90s. So you kind of never know with this stuff. If you would like to influence the list, you can. Head over to the Patreon, sign up, patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. You get to support this nightmarish endeavor at all levels of support. And you get an ad-free version of the podcast and a bonus podcast every week. And, at the advisory panel tier, you get to help select games for this list. And, all of today's games were suggested by members of the advisory panel, so thank them for this. And of course, you can go to 8bitnintendo.science if you want to see the entire list, as well as what games are remaining. There's a little link at the bottom of that list that'll take you to a page with pretty much everything that's left. It is a murderer's row of video games that are left on this list. And by that, I mean they may murder me. Somehow. We'll see. All right, let's get into it. This next one is this first up is a game from a franchise that enjoyed a level of popularity back in this era. Really, I think of this more as a 16-bit sort of thing, but I guess it is technically also an 8-bit Nintendo game, as well as an arcade game, I suppose, for really looking at the original bona fides of it. It's a game that dares to ask the question, what if cavemen were ninjas? What the heck? This is the wrong... We've loaded up the wrong version. I don't know what has happened here. We're on the wrong playlist. We've ended up with a Game Boy version of Joe and Mac. I don't know. All right, hang on. All hell is breaking loose. From 1991, from your friends at Elite Systems, here it is. Joe and Mac, that I don't know if that's Joe or Mac, but he looks like he's I don't know what he's doing there. It doesn't look good. I feel like Joe and Mac as a franchise, there was a time there when people were magazines were loosely excited about the Jesus Christ. Okay, I mean, I know I said that this game was technically on the NES, but look. This is not the version of the game that you... Alright, we've got separate options for music and sound effects, which lets you know this game was made in the United Kingdom and or Europe. Why is he shaking here? What it looks like... It looks filthy. This image looks dirty. I don't like looking at this. 1991. I think we largely think of Joe and Mac as a 16-bit franchise, if not an arcade game, because Data East, I believe, did put it out there as well. But, it was 1991. It was a time when there was still money to be made, much like PlayStation 4 games existing now, today. Though not actually like that. Maybe I should have just left the Game Boy version running, because I have a sneaky suspicion that it is very similar to this. Oh, why does this... Okay, it's because I can hold it down to charge. I'm like, why does throwing this feel so terrible? What am I looking... Oh my god, I overcharged, and now Joe or Mac, or probably Joe, is too worn... He's worn out from overcharging the throw. Dude, this is terrible. Like, what, digitized audio? Look at that. You won't find that in your Super Nintendo versions of Joe and Mac. What the f... Oh no! I found a Joe. Oh, okay, all right. It did. Okay, at least it. Yeah, it does look like he's shooting baseballs, which is something that I vaguely remember from other versions of Joe and Mac. So maybe that's accurate. So this system sucks. This feels terrible. So if I hold down the attack button, I can start to charge up my throw here, which gives it a little more height and distance and, you know, all of that. I found a copy of, I want to say it was Joe and Mac 2 for the SNES on the street. Probably about 15 years ago near my house. And it had been, you know, it had been, like, the case was cracked on it. It was broken open. But it did still work. So this does nothing. This sucks. I started to charge up my attack, but he had to go into his eyeballs animation. Maybe I just need to get in that ass and just... yeah. Playing the game, like, respecting the dinosaur is not the move here, apparently. It is just get in his face and do him real dirty. Respecting his baseballs. Great animation, great everything. Yeah, I believe that does say bup. I believe we're bupping. We're bupping these dudes real hard. Why am I walking like... Okay, now I've got, what is this? Is this a tusk that I'm bupping them with now? Get bupped. That dinosaur's cool. Maybe he's saying bup as he gets hit. Maybe it's just one big bup machine. The big bupper. I like that it takes multiple hits to kill the pterodactyls now. That's a cool twist. Oh, this is fun. What? Oh no. It's a bigger version of the guy from before. Oh, look at that. And then he has dinosaurs in his body. How do I bup this guy? I'm trying to bup y'all. I feel like, okay, well, I mean, we're doing no damage here, so. And now with this attack, I can't actually like arc. Like, I can't jump up and arc the axes into his mouth because the weapon I have does not arc. You are one of the top cavemen. Proudly enter my name to adorn the list along with Andy and Rick. I like their drums. It's like the worst drum machine in the world. What is happening? Are these guys? What are they? These guys are just running in the hut. So yeah, I don't know, man. There was like a weird thing where Joe and Mac was like, I don't know if it was EGM or just whatever. The magazines of the era seemed enamored with the idea of Joe and Mac. Like, look at these cavemen, they're running and you can shoot, you know, like as if they were proper good video games. And I gotta tell you, man, they're not. I feel like if you got a dinosaur that's charging at you faster than you can throw your enough of your axes or whatever to take him out, I feel like that's a messed up thing to do. Oh man, we're getting bupped. I just get in lucky bup range before. Well, this is bad. That's not where we want to be. But like, even, you know, like even by, I think that, like what I view as the relatively low standards of the Joe and Mac franchise, this is fucking terrible. Now we're killing these guys in one hit. Why did it seem like that was not happening before? You loved the SNES version? Why? Now, okay, now they're taking multiple hits. Like, what? Why? Why, though? Why would you like Joe and Mac? Like, I remember getting my hands on the SNES version, and I don't think I'd ever seen the arcade game or any of the other stuff, but just, like, I remember thinking, like, this just from an action perspective is just fucking terrible. Should I have not gotten this thing? Because I feel like it doesn't give me... What the... Okay, so if we hit up and jump, that's the secret that we're missing. Is if we hold up while we jump, he does a high jump. Okay. Like, I don't mean that. I'm not trying to talk shit. Like, people like what they like, right? But, you know, and you know, everyone was a lot younger at this point. And so, you know, like, there are a lot of situations in this time where you just, you know, hey, these are the games we had and we liked them, right? I just remember, like, yeah, like getting my hands on this and being like, what? Like, or on the Super Nintendo version of this specifically, and just being like, this game is fucking miserable. Or, like, it's not, like, it's just, like, here's this, it's just this generic fucking thing, you know? It's like... Generally feeling like Joe and Mac is not worth any level of conversation, you know what I mean? We hit that dinosaur so hard it killed all the little dinosaurs. All right, and then a lady ran by the screen. Hey, we saw you jumping successfully over some obstacles and figured now was the time to throw some pterodactyls in here. Oh man, now we got some BC Quest for Tires action going in here. Now I'm on board. Now we're rolling stone wheels at these fuckers. Does it say buff or cup? That's cup. We're not bupping anything, we're cupping them. Rewrite every page in the lore book. Yeah, this is this is an honor to the Transformer. Everyone's favorite Transformer, the weird future pickup truck that you can't tell which is the front and which is the back. Fuck you, fuck you. Oh, come on. I deserved that apple after all I've been through. This game has, like, spruced up Commodore 64 game written all over it. Like the color palette, the way it tells you how many lives you have left, the, like, Elite, which is a company that was known for making a lot of Commodore 64 games. They did some Commodore 64 ass business here, man. Like, yeah, it's surprising that the words Joe and Mac are not written on the bottom of the screen somewhere, but we do get this, like, perpetual life meter. We've got this idea of, like, oh God! He spit out my bones! Bones. Suck it, Mark and Andy Stewart. You can't make a video game in the United Kingdom unless you've got a guy named Stewart, spelled S-T-U-A-R-T. S-T-E-U-A-R-T's need not apply. Throw an Adrian in there too. Demo. Yeah, it is kind of crazy that the bottom of the screen is just devoted to this like fighting game. Like, it's like the same ethos that got you Street Fighter 2010. This is pretty bad. This is pretty bad. This is I dare I say it, I feel like this does a strong disservice to the Joe and Mac name. This intro of just like man, like guy runs into hut, and then there's 8 of them, and it's just like the looping animation of that is so shitty. Why is it just getting a bunch of food now? Stop. I think it almost sounds like he's saying stop, but maybe he's just saying cup. I don't know why I'm not, I'm not finding the range or whatever I need, but get cupped, fuckface. I like that his picture for the fighting game thing at the bottom of the screen, like, oh, now it's just like it's the same, but like a little bit bigger. Like, oh, this is, well, maybe here we'll see how you fare against Big Dinosaur. So, like, did I start the game on the right frame to get the RNG to roll more food? Like, what the hell's going on? Also, I don't think charging up this weapon does anything. I don't think it flies any oh, does it fly further? Yeah. I like that it's kind of rapid fire in the air a little bit. You can kind of dump a little bit with these, which doesn't seem like the worst thing in the world for this fight in particular. But the range on it is not great, so I gotta be up here by these rocks. Yeah, not awesome. Lady run across screen. Where does she go? I don't know. Like, ignores Joe and or Mac. Like, I think the enemies, like, the strength of your weapon combined with the speed of these enemies moving, I think is, like, borderline unfair. Because I don't feel like you have enough, like, mobility overall. To make any of this work. What, does he spit twice in a row there? No? Okay, is it just, okay, just spit once there? Oh, hi! Sonic the Hedgehog is a blight on video games, and it ruined everything. The foot-tapping fucking attitude of Sonic the Hedgehog when applied to every other video game. Like, when he stop, he waves! So you're gonna constantly throw these things in my face no matter what then, I guess, huh? Oh, come on! There we go. This is a really confusing tile set, like a background in terms of just like, oh, that's a walkable, like a boomerang. I like their sampled drums. It would be fun to use these on like a, you know, to use these drums on a shitty drum machine. Oh, wait, that was just level 2? Hang on. Sure. What is that? A giant seahorse? What am I? What is that in the? What monster am I fighting now? Back to Boomerang, huh? Like Kid Sensation. I feel like I would probably do better with the axes here than... Charge shot might help too, but the charge, like you lose so much in terms of just overall. It's not like I don't think the charges do more damage. They just act it differently. They go further. It's a different arc, and the time it takes to charge them is not worth it. You know, like the charge shot feels like it takes too long to get what you need out of it. Yeah, I guess it is helping me get range. Specifically, this fight seems not bad. We can stop the rock. No, we'll keep the wheel. Sure, there's a little extra noise for you. Here's a little pew in the middle of the fight. What's it signify? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. This lady's running. Level 3 complete. fuck that? What is... Ah! Get fucked. This guy on the next boss fight looks like the same guy we fought in the first level. But now there's a pterodactyl threat as well. This is... What if you got harassed on top? This sucks. This act, I mean, hey, good on them. They made this boss fight like go from way too easy to like an annoying piece of shit. Fuck you. Fuck this. How do I have so many lives left? I'll give it to him. This fight's a real pain in the ass. Ah, oh, fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck me. Are you shitting me, dude? Come on. Really kind of feels like they ran out of ideas, huh? Or cartridge space or something. Yeah, we used all our space for these cool drum samples, and well, you know, you gotta fight every boss twice. Fuck, dude. This is annoying now. It was all, you know what? It was always annoying. This game has been annoying nonstop. Imagine if any of these enemies were dropping food the way they were at the very beginning of the game. Ever. Wouldn't that be something? If you could just like heal like once. It'd just be a total game changer. All right, one life left. We're almost free. Almost done. I like that Joe or Mac here. I mean, I don't. This isn't even a two-player game, is it? Just call it Joe. I like that he respects the dinosaurs still, even though he's beaten this exact thing before. He still knows to stop and bug his eyes out and go, "Oh!" Respects his foes. All right, this is going poorly. Okay. Top caveman. Top caveman right here. Yeah, there's no Mac. It's just Joe. There's no, it's not a, see, right? It's not, oh no, okay. All right, good. Thankfully. Thankfully, Mac is represented. That was close to the end. Yeah, I believe that. That seems, you know, since once we saw the game kind of run out of ideas there and start looping bosses, I was like, okay, yeah, we're either at the exact halfway mark here, or they're just gonna do a couple of these and then throw some kind of end of the game thing. Yeah, I don't. That's not a. It's not a good game. It's you know, it's ugly. It doesn't feel good. There's it's ugly. It doesn't feel good. I don't know, man. It's ugly. It doesn't feel good, and the retro achievements seem to be broken or something. I don't know. That's whatever. The whole thing of like, hey, you can kind of charge up your attack feels of like relatively limited use. Having enemies that look incredibly similar but take different numbers of hits to kill seems like a really nasty thing to have. And it's, you know, it's a, hey, it's a thrown together port, not a port even really, is it? I mean, you know, it doesn't feel like it well represents the true Joe and Mac experience for whatever that's worth, which is, I feel very little. You know, you have a decent amount of air control, so you can kind of weave and dodge and all of that other stuff. Like Elite is a company that made a lot of great Commodore 64 games that I think, that here, 1991, the 8-bit Nintendo, Elite's charm, Elite's strengths as a maker of Commodore 64 games feels like it is holding them back here, or rather that they're a little out of their depth, perhaps. Because Elite did they did a lot of legendary Commodore 64 games. But that's, it's a different level of constraints, right? Where you're like, oh man, Commando on the Commodore 64 is a fucking rad video game and they did a great job making this experience here. Is it authentic? Like, no, but it still played really well for what it was. Like in some ways, I think I prefer that version of the game over the arcade version in some cases, but that's just, weird. But here, this feels like, I'm guessing here, we're not going to go check because it's kind of outside the scope of our research, but I would not be shocked if the Game Boy version of that was practically the same. The color palette's really grimy here. Like in some ways, the color palette and just the way that game looked overall reminded me of the weird bootleg, or it reminds me of Donkey Kong Country on the Game Boy in some ways. When they said, hey, let's bring this shitty game to an even lesser platform, and you end up with Donkey Kong Country on the fucking Game Boy. But this, the color palette and the way that it's used here reminded me a little bit of that. The attacks don't feel good. The ranges and the way the pterodactyls are coming at you all the time, and the levels that they're coming at you at, combined with the number of hits it takes to take them out, it makes for a really frustrating experience. You could have more pterodactyls on screen if they were all one-hit kills. You could have fewer if there are multi-hit kills, but they found this middle ground where it just kind of feels like it's fucking you over. Especially if oh, here's a rock rolling at you and it takes 3 hits to kill the rock, and this takes 2, and this takes 2. Everything being multi-hit at past a certain point with your kind of default weapon strength or whatever, just doesn't feel good. You're kind of put on the defensive, and for as okay as the air control and high jump and low jump stuff is, it's not quite good enough to make this a fun. It's not fun to navigate these obstacles either, right? So on both fronts, it's sort of a shitty experience. On top of it, besmirching the already questionable name of Joe and Mac. It is also just a bad game. You could certainly do worse. I guess that's, as I played deeper into it and started beating more and more of the bosses and stuff, it was you could play this game, just don't, man. Just don't, dude. If you're going to play a version of Joe and Mac, I would say play something that's a little more faithful to the original, because even though I have zero respect for Joe and Mac. At least those kind of 16-bit and, those more original versions of the game, I think just end up working out a lot better. So the idea of this kind of knocked down version of the game that feels somewhere between an NES and a Commodore 64, it's not a great experience. Fun music. I don't know. I like the drums, but that's the only thing I would really say. I mean, it's certainly no Raid 2020, but I don't know what. It's no SCAT, Special Cybernetic Attack Team. 3D World Runner's a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of Legendary Wings. It's no Shadow of the Ninja for sure. The Little Mermaid is a better game. It's certainly no David Crane's A Boy and His Blob Trouble on Blobolonia. Kid Nicky Radical Ninja. In some ways, Kid Nicky is the game that Joe and Mac wants to be. in terms of just like, here's a kind of a run of the mill, run to the right and fucking attack shit. Like, you know, like that's sort of, you know, these caveman ninjas are dumb compared to the radical ninja. Also, caveman ninja is a really dumb concept, considering the utter lack of ninjutsu used throughout Joe and Mac. I get that ninjas were just popular as a concept. Do they have to call it Caveman Hero in Europe as a result? I don't know. Lunar Pool is a better game. Akari Warriors is a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of Jaws. Joe and Mac is not as good as Solstice, the quest for the staff of Deimos. Double Dragon 3, The Sacred Stones is a better game. As far as dinosaurs, I mean, you know, like it's a pretty direct comparison on the, you know, games involving dinosaurs. Is Dino Wars Destruction of Spawned Elis better or worse than Joe and Mac? I feel like Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylois is a better game. It just has more variety. You know, you're inside your dinosaur robot, you're outside of the dinosaur robot. The dinosaur robot has like a fascinating list of weapons that some of the, you know, much like Joe and Mac, some of the weapons in Dino Wars Destruction of Spondylois are terrible. Are garbage. So, you know, but that's a grand tradition going all the way back to the greats, going all the way back to the torch in Ghosts and Goblins, right? I mean, Joe and Mac is worse than this. It's worse than Spelunker. It's no Town and Country Surf Designs Wood and Water Rage. Not once did I have to bump head to find box. And you know I love to find box. If you know anything about me over these 112 episodes, it's that. Joe and Mac is not as good as Million's Secret Castle. Wrath of the Black Manta is a better game. James Bond Jr. is a better game. The Legend of Kage is a better game. It just feels better. If you took this, if you took Joe and Mac and made it feel more like The Legend of Kage, then you might be onto something. Alas. But this is starting to feel like the right kind of territory. Zen Intergalactic Ninja is a better game. But like, is Joe and Mac better or worse than Eliminator Boat Duel? A game that every time I see it, I just shake my, like I did not know what this game was until we started down this path. I don't know that I had ever played Eliminator Boat Duel before. I was watching. I saw a little bit of footage of Eliminator Boat Duel on twitch.tv, on mrdo.pro the other day, and was reminded that I think that game super sucks. On a personal level, scientifically, it's, you know, it kind of is what it is. You know, it's got some interesting variety to it. Like, Eliminator Boat Duel has some ideas. But boy, I would be okay never playing Eliminator Boat Duel ever again. If you told me, hey man, for the rest of your life, you're never going to play Eliminator Boat Duel, there would be no like, oh no. Oh, what have I done to deserve this fate? Eliminator Boat Duel to me is just a slightly better version of Galaxy 5000 racing in the 51st century, which I suppose the science does support. Joe and Mac is worse. It's worse than Battletoads. Joe and Mac is worse than Captain Skyhawk. Joe and Mac is worse than Dizzy the Adventurer. It is worse than Ninja Kid. It is worse than Linus Spacehead's Cosmic Crusade. It is worse than Adventure Island 1. There it is. I was like, where are the Adventure Island games on this list? Because this is worse than all of those. It's no Gumshoe. Contra Force is a better game. G.I. Joe The Atlantis Factor is a superior release than Joe and Mac. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is a better game. Captain America and the Avengers is a better game. Akari Warriors 2 Victory Road is a better game. Better use of just digital audio, you know, as much as the digital audio of the drums of Joe and Mac is like cool and fun. It is no welcome. You know, it's no come on, let's fuck it. Like come on, you know? Like let's be serious here. Funhouse is more fun. Funhouse is more fun, but Joe and Mac is better than Big Nose the Caveman. Joe and Mac is worse than Crystal Mines. Joe and Mac is worse than Star Soldier, but better than Big Nose the Caveman. Does that check out? Let's look a little bit below it here. Yeah, it's... No, it does... You know, well, you know what? Joe and Mac is worse than Exodus Journey to the Promised Land, but it's better than Loops. It's better than Big Nose Freaks Out. It's better than Supercars. It's our new number 396. Ampersand. Man. My keyboard is off to the right a little bit, and it is messing me up. Let's move that over. I have the ability to move the keyboard. Congratulations to Joe and Mac, a top 400 experience currently. Will it remain there? I mean, who knows? There you have it. There you have it. Man. I was not expecting, I should have, like, I should have just, like, thought in my, like, because I couldn't remember immediately, like, oh, was Joe and Mac 2 a SNES game? And maybe this was, you know, like, it was just, like, the origins of Joe and Mac were a little bit of a blur this morning, and so I was not expecting this to be this. All right, Graz wanted to see that one. Jason wants to see the next game. And, well, fair number of licensed games, and by that I mean games based on licenses, not games that were given the Nintendo seal of quality, though this game does bear the seal. It is from your friends at Mindscape, and it is based on, I was going to say a popular cartoon, but maybe it's more that it's just a well-remembered cartoon. It's Captain Planet and the Planeteers. Okay, I could do this. Oh, I can go both ways, huh? This doesn't look very good, but let's get started here. Why does he have it looks like he has a weird mustache in that image. Like, look at it. It looks like it's a weird mustache. Oh, look at all this gameplay. Look at all this. Look at that animation on that little pump thing. All right, let's start this. This didn't need to be Captain Planet. This could have been an arrow. You could have just made this an arrow. Yeah, using my joystick. The Earth is dying, Planeteers. Only you have the power to save it from fucking this guy. It's Sam Altman. He's gonna build data centers that suck up all the planet's water. Power is yours, Planeteers. I didn't. Oh, and it loops. Great. Okay, so the B button turns us around. Like, kind of a lot of frames on that, huh? Like, it's a nice looking little spin. Say what you will about the rest of this game. Oh god, the movement on those enemies looks so shitty. There's a weird momentum when I push left and right. There's a weird, like it. Oh god. Well, fuck us, I guess. Okay, so we can change our. I can hit start to change if we're using rocks or heart. I get heart. All right. Okay. There's a weird momentum with the movement when you go left or right, like it's trying to do like a speed up, slow down thing or something, but it's not actually doing that, and it feels terrible. It feels like you have terrible control over your craft. We're dead. Oh, that worked well. And so I have to hit start, like if I want to have, fuck you, fuck this, fuck off. If I use heart, will it convert them to my team? No, that's for like beaming guys up or something. Huh? Do you think that's a thing I could pick up at like bouncing? Probably not, right? Okay, it's just gone. Like I can't actually go backwards for any meaningful length of time. Do you think that they wanted like those sequences right there to feel like the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back for Atari 2600 fights? Like fight these weird walkers, but you just shoot them in the legs a few times and then it's over? I don't know what's happening here. I don't know what am I doing? Why am I doing this? Whoa! Whoa! Invisible jet! Planet is dying. I mean, you said that earlier. And these weird loops just have, again, like a really computery kind of feel. There are parts of the music like that. The movement on those looks so bad, dude. There's like little bits and pieces of this that. What was that? Oh, okay, we got super fire now. Fuck you. Are you shitting me, man? Man, it's a good thing that these things blow up and leave zero debris and, you know, don't leave anything in the atmosphere when I kill all these guys. It would be a shame if a bunch of crashed fucking jets and stuff landed on this nice pristine forest or water or There are times when the music in this game sounds... What the... Are you... Dude... How many copies of this game do you think are rotting in a landfill from people going, man, fuck this is a devious... Because the left and right movement is so bad, like, this is actually like a really nasty thing that they're doing here. And okay, so I can't... That's not a... It's like I can't go back that far. Okay. Okay, I can. I must have just like hit past some sort of point of no return when I tried it last time. Oh, this is some kind of gem. Now a gem game, you'd have my attention. But yeah, you have to start to cycle through the different abilities, and the one that drops rocks on the ground is like 4 button presses away, and it's unacceptable. So. And yeah, this music sounds like a computer taking a shit sometimes. My meter is blinking up there. Is it because I shot too much? Okay, yeah, great, awesome. So if I use my... No? Okay. Is this stuff? Wait. Oh, okay. Do I land? No. Okay. We did it, Planeteers. The password for the next level is 763754. That's the code to, if you want to reach your highest timeline. That is the code to break free. Hey, dudes! Let's make sure that Hoglet is heading to the State Pig Pen. Nail his bacon, Captain Planet. Do you want me to fuck him? Hang on. We're gonna nail his bacon. Earth, fire, wind, water, heart. I appreciate the same music. Okay. What? I was fire guy though. I would. Okay, not a background element. Good to know. We've solved the amazing puzzle. Just scratching his head, looking around, going, what the fuck am I doing here? No, wait, is this? Can I go down? Oh, god damn it, man. This has real big, unlicensed game energy, if you will. This music here is really the shits in a very unlicensed game kind of way. I mean, that's goo right there. I can't touch the goo, right? God damn it. I like that there's no... Well, I guess if I hit start, there's some... Okay, it says 3 there. I assume that's number of lives remaining or something. But also, using the fire ability seems to kill me. Oh, I have no juice left for power. Oh, now we got a little bit. Oh, good. And so those hits seem to just kill me completely because whenever I despawn and respawn, it's refilling my... it's refilling my gauge, so I assume that means I'm like dying, you know? Which is funny because it means you could get to an area where I need to be able to turn into water to pass through a wall or something of goo, and I just can't because I don't have the juice to do it. Okay, that drained. Did that thing hit me? Because now I only have one pip of magic left. So now I need to do this, but I can't. I don't have the juice to do it. Exactly the thing I was afraid of. And then now we're here, and I don't think this is the way. On top of everything else, I don't know that this is the right way. Where the fuck am I going? What the fuck is happening? What the fuck do you do in this shitbag game? What the fuck is going on with my life? Why am I doing this? Do I need to use the power of heart? Oh, and that's a power-up that rotates, so you kind of never know what you're going to end up with, and so as a result... Okay, alright. That's also dumb. Captain Planet's a punk. He can't survive shit. The planet is fucking doomed. This time those things went off. Every other time. Okay, we need water to get through this. But then what? Oh, great. I turned back and I was near the thing. I can punch, but I can only punch left and right. Yeah, can Earth get through this? And this game sucks. These are shitty puzzles solved poorly. This is fucking terrible. Fuck me. Fuck you. Fuck me. Okay, so wait, no, this isn't water. No, that's water. That is water. Ah, fuck you. Can I punch you? Okay, so a lot of things do have power-ups, I guess. So maybe stuff is worth punching more than I initially thought. Can I break that pump? No, I don't know. Oh, the... I don't have the earth power to get through this alive. You know? That stuff sucks, man. This stuff sucks. Like the trade-offs that the game kind of forces you to make is oh, fuck you. Like, none of it feels good. None of that stuff feels like it makes sense, you know? Great, and it explodes with goo, so I should really just make a break for it. Maybe through the power of heart, I can pass through this grate. It's not rock. It's not heart. It's not fire. It's probably wind, huh? Yeah. This is a video game that they sold for money. And Nintendo looked at it and said, yes. Like, people had to pay for a license, and like you know, like the people that made Captain Planet, the cartoon, and like all of that stuff, like multiple people, like money changed hands multiple times in the development of this game. What the fuck happened there? How much money do you think Ted Turner specifically made as a result of this video game happening? How much income? You know, like who knows what the deal was? Did they get paid per copy, or did they just take a lump sum for like, okay, we're gonna go off and make this game, and okay, give us this amount of money and you can go make the game? Like, what's the term sheet between like Mindscape and Turner look like here? So I would imagine that Turner gets paid up front, right? They at least get some chunk of money up front no matter what. And then maybe they get, money on the back end for sales or something like that. And for that, they probably didn't get much, right? Because it's hard to imagine a world where this sold a ton of copies. But like Turner probably made money on this, right? Chris Gray Enterprises was surely paid for their work. They didn't have just a pure royalty deal, I'm guessing, so they probably made some money. You could argue that they probably lost money in the long run because of, the opportunity cost of making this when they could have been making a better game. But maybe Chris Gray Enterprises was not capable of making a better game, so maybe this is the best work they ever did. Who can say? All I know is that this sucks. Like a lot. Oh, this is the studio that made The Crow City of Angels? Are you fucking kidding me? Really? Wow. Amazing. This has the loving caress of an unlicensed video game. There's a filth to this game that it feels terrible. It's a terrible feeling game. The way they have tried to integrate the different Captain Planet abilities of like, okay, like nothing wrong with that aspect of it. Like, oh, here's a grate and you need to turn into air to get through it. Here's some sludge, and if you turn into water, you'll be safe. Like sensible puzzles, at least from a conceptual perspective, right? But you get into the design of it. Okay, you've got a power meter that drains every time you use your abilities or get hit or anything. And maybe it also drains passively. I'm not 100% sure about that. And you have to fucking manage this meter, but it is difficult to manage because there are not a lot of things to replenish that meter other than death. It's a there would have been ways to design this game or design that specific aspect of this game in a way that was a slightly friendlier, right? Like, you should never be put in a position where you're just fucked and you're like, okay, my meter is empty and I need meter to pass by this lava goo whatever thing. And so instead I just have to die. That's a terrible place to be in. That shouldn't be allowed to happen in the game. They should not have built this game in that way. That is, I think, the biggest downfall of this game. But like everything else around it, from the movement, especially in the ship portions of the game, the movement feels awful. Captain Planet doesn't control very much better. In those sequences, it's really the shits, man. The nicest thing you could say about this game is that the animation when you turn the ship around is really nice, and the animation on those pumps, was relatively smooth. But different aspects of the game animate differently, so you'd have two different ships on screen, one of which is skidding around and skipping and looking like shit, and the other one right below it moving smoothly. It's just bizarre. It's a mess. It's a mess of a thing, man. It is practically an unlicensed video game. They did a terrible job on this. Looking at the final product, maybe they had $9 to do it, in which case they did an amazing job, right? But I don't know. the constraints put upon them during development, maybe that was a factor. I who can say? But the final product is poor in a way that it is worse than Joe and Mac. That much is certain. It's no Magic Johnson's Fast Break. Superman is a better game. And dare I say it, a better superhero. Captain Planet had a weird chokehold on kids for, I don't know how long it was, but it just felt like Captain Planet was a thing there for a while. And I was maybe a little too old for it or something, but like Captain Planet seemed like absolute clown shit to me. Of just like, oh, okay. Like, I think I was old enough, like I was, enough of a jerky teen to look at that and go, oh, you're trying to trick these kids into recycling. I get it. But like the whole thing was just so fucking stupid. And so like people that have like a weird, like some type of nostalgia. Yeah. And there were a bunch of like, big voices in the show, right? Like there was weird celebrity, they probably wrapped up a bunch of celebrities by saying like, this is going to be, it's going to finally a cartoon that teaches kids something about our planet. And it was the 90s, that was how environmentalism was done, right? It was telling kids to recycle. And not telling like the DuPont Corporation to stop pouring sludge onto animals or whatever, like it was crush those cans and bring them to school and we'll give you $20 for a bag of cans, whatever the fuck it was, right? It wasn't like, maybe this oil refinery is fucking bad. I don't know. It was just like, no, frack it, dog. Keep fracking. I don't know. It was also it was the 90s and people were chaining themselves to trees and oil rigs and stuff too. So there was environmental action to a degree there that was not just telling kids that they were the problem. You see the thing recently where they were like, the people's inhalers. Did you know that people using inhalers is the equivalent of 500,000 cars on the road? Like, what information? Like, okay, like that's an interesting factoid. What are you trying to blame people that need inhalers to live to? Like, oh, shame on them. Like, what's the end result there? Shame on these people for not being able to breathe this filthy fucking air. Like, I don't know. There's probably some larger environmental polluters out there in the world than fucking people using. I mean, people are like, did you know that cows farting accounts for this much? Like, great, okay, I don't know, like, are you saying we should kill all the cows? Is that what we're doing? Are we going to murder all the cows? Is that what's happening here? Or like, what's the actionable action here in this little bit of news here? Is it kill the cows and then keep burning coal? Like, roll coal, motherfucker. I'm going to drive my truck and roll coal over these cows until they're dead. Like, what are you? What the fucking fuck, man? Captain Planet. Fuck you, Captain Planet. Fuck you, Captain Planet, the video game. Like, even, like, way more than Captain Planet, the concept. It's a terrible fucking thing. It's no Hudson Hawk. You'd be better off with a copy of American Gladiators. Sunday Fun Day, The Ride is a better game. Target Renegade, as broken as it is, literally broken, is better. You'd be better off with a copy of Caveman Games. Huh. Is Captain Planet better or worse than The Simpsons, Bart versus the World? Man. It's worse. It is worse. It is worse. It's worse than Skate or Die 2, The Search for Double Trouble. It's worse than Gauntlet. It is worse than Digger T. Rock, The Legend of the Lost City. It's certainly worse than Cliffhanger. Wally Bear and the No Gang. better at education, and a better game. Is Captain Planet and the Planeteers better or worse than Super Pitfall? Man. What the fuck? It's worse. For as bad as Super Pitfall is, again, there's a ROM hack of Super Pitfall out there that like fixes parts of it. It's like called like Anniversary Edition, 30th Anniversary Edition, whatever it is. But there's a Super Pitfall ROM hack out there that cleans it up in like some really interesting ways that you should check out. If you've ever played Super Pitfall and went like, man, this is a fucking crime of a video game, it is neat to see how someone cleaned it up into something like, let's call it almost acceptable. It doesn't reach the heights of like the PC-88 version, the other like the weird computer versions. Like that's a neat game that if you ran that on a platform that wasn't the PC-88 or like what is it, like the Coco 3, there's like a Tandy Color Computer 2 or 3 version of Super Pitfall that's the same as that PC-88 version. That's a neat game. It's a shame, like Super Pitfall ultimately is a sad story because there's that other better version of it out there on computers that is like a wildly different game structurally. The Anniversary Edition ROM hack does not turn it into that, but it is maybe it pushes it in that direction ever so slightly. It's neat. Also, it's just neat that someone went to the lengths to try to fucking fix that game. Predator's a better game than Captain Planet. Who Framed Roger Rabbit is a better game. Chiller is a better game. It's better than Spider-Man Return of the Sinister Six, though. Right? I mean, well, no. No. That's a better game. Power Punch 2 was a slightly better game. The Blues Brothers is a better game than Captain Planet. Athena is a better game than Captain Planet. You know what? Wayne's World is a better game than Captain Planet. Is Captain Planet and the Planeteers better or worse than the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends? Oh. It's better than the adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends, but it is worse than Wayne's World. Would you rather play the broken NFL game that LJN made or Captain Planet? Disgusting. These are disgusting conversations that we have here every week. Just rolling around in the dirt and the muck. Oh. Captain Planet is better than NFL. It's our new number 591. Oh God, the filth, the grime. It doesn't come off in the shower. You know, there's a certain filth that I feel like is going to stay with me for years to come. Like the knowledge that I'm gaining. I love it, man. I love playing all this stuff. I feel like I am more powerful every week that we do this. Because I'm seeing all this, just seeing these messes of video games. Just, oh my God. But it takes a toll. It takes a toll. Next up, Raymond wanted to see this one, and I don't know what to make of this, man, but I believe that this is from the creator of Star Citizen. Original software version, copyright by Chris Roberts. It's Times of Lore. From your friends at Toho. This is a nice little warm-toned thing here. This is a computer game, as you may have surmised by the Origin Systems logo. Choose your path, young adventure. What up, young adventure? You mean young adventurer? No. Are you a stalwart knight, a fierce Valkyrie, or a powerful barbarian? Use the control pad and button A to select your role in these Times of Lore. Always a determined child, you have grown into a strong and courageous warrior maid. Look at this disgusting mouth. Look at that candle. Check out our candle. This is jacking dudes off. What do we, okay, so we got give, use, take, inventory, look, and talk. And then when we're walking around, the A is just sword. And this candle is still on screen, so I assume it's a timer of some kind. What do you want to say to the prior? Some chit chat. How's life been treating you? All right. A burden rests heavily upon my heart, and so I humbly request your aid. 2 weeks past, a caravan was sent from Ryder bearing the foretelling stones. The caravan was raided by orcs in the dark forest, and the stones were lost. Please seek out these brigands and regain the stones for the kingdom. Will you accept this task? Sure. Yes. I foresee a true greatness in you. Cool, man. Oh, sorry, shit. You guys, anybody, you guys cool? All right, I'm gonna go. Oh, it's like Toe Jam and Earl. We're faster on the road. Chit Chat, I hope all is well with you. I'm fine, thanks. I'm hauling ass. Like you gain speed. Can I, if I just stay on the road forever, will I perpetually gain speed? Can I like warp to another quadrant and like what? Oh, I'm going fast off the road too. Okay, that works. Sorry, but I can't help you there. Should I find out what direction I need to go in? Should I go? Well, let's look in here. I don't know. Can't use the bed. And now a leg of chicken has appeared on the screen, so... Oh, and it's changed into a fork and knife. I assume that means I hunger. How do I eat? Okay, well, the icon went away. Oh, you know what? It's probably... I wonder if it automatically used a portion of food. Like the chicken bone was like, you're hungry. And then the fork and knife was, you're eating. Hey, what's up, man? You seem like you're aggressive. Just chit chat with nice weather we're having. You heard anything? You heard about that, orc? Huh? Oh, the candle's probably my life meter, huh? Y'all got any stones in here? What do we... Oh, there's a blade. Okay, select doesn't seem to do anything. I have a question for the woodsman. What do you know of orcs? A vicious lot. They are. The road is barely safe to travel with their camp being so close. Oh, and by the way, I love the forest. Now we're just doing gauntlet stuff, but bad. I guess me picking up the dagger did that, huh? If I were an orc camp, where would I hide? I wish it didn't take so long to ramp up to high speed. Like, I like that you can really book around the world. Hey, I want to talk at you. What do you know about camp? Good looking out, Surf. I'm gonna guess no Surfs know about camp. Or anything. Peace be with you, dog. What knowest thou about camp? It's not a good album. People like it, but I don't think it's good. You and me both, Friar. Like, I feel like I should be able to, like, rest and recover HP or something, but I don't. Maybe I needed to talk to more people in that initial area. Turn around. These fuckers getting all on me. Quaffing the potion, you feel restored. Now look at how big my candle is. Uh-oh. Found a guy so crazy that he's shaking the ground with funny car power. You slip the ring onto your finger. What, you got any rumors, Archmage? Do I have to take the ring off, maybe? Doesn't look like it. Because it doesn't look like there's any opportunity for me to take it off or do anything. Alright, good talk, good talk. Okay. So yeah, can I just never talk to another character in the game because I put that ring on? Oh, okay, it wore off. It's a real silly bit. Where'd that guy go? Now, let's go try to talk to this archmage. The time has not yet come for us to speak. Hear any good rumors? Oh, I accidentally started hitting A here. Are you still willing to talk? Ouch, what do you do? I'm fine, thanks. Cool. You know anything about a camp? Like, fucking no? I mean, we did run pretty far away from the starting area, so I'm guessing that no one here is going to know anything about an orc camp. Ah! Oh, that's bad. This is all bad. I do love that I can scoot as quickly as I can. You know, the movement speed definitely. The movement speed gives this. It's everything. It's everything. Honestly, if we had to like trudge through this super slowly and fight every one of these enemies and all that shit, like I would have turned this off in disgust by now. Still feel like I should be able to use these beds, but I guess I need to just murder people for potions. I do have gold pieces, but we haven't found a shop or anything yet. But, you know, we've been kind of out of towns here for a while now. Okay, here's like a tavern-like kind of spot. Maybe we can talk to you. The Sleepy Friar Inn. I could use some provisions. And I could use a little lodging. Oh, really? Oh, really? Oh, really? What is with these role-playing games that couldn't be bothered to do battery backup? They cheaped out, man. I'm gonna deal with these passwords. You know anything about camp? You know anything about getting stabbed to death? Is this back where we started? Did I finally make it back? Or is this a different... No, this isn't where we started. This is the second town, right? I've not seen any information about leveling up, experience points, and the like in any of these menus. I wonder if you have to talk to somebody, or maybe you just don't level. All right, yeah, here's the woodsman. I love the forest. Beware, it's the end of a winding trail through the woods. The path is north of the pool, which is further along this forest road. North of the pool. A winding path through the woods. The path is north of the pool, which is further along this forest road. Okay. Okay. So the path, and it's north of the pool. Would we consider this to be a pool? It's small enough that I could see. It could use more hit reactions, this game, like when you yourself are getting hit. All you really see is the candle, you know, burning out. There we go. I just want to quaff. Born to quaff. It takes a little too long for your lady to ramp up to full speed. I like the little back step. Like if I immediately push the opposite direction, she doesn't turn around immediately. She goes a few steps and then turns, which is kind of awkward if you want to, you know, if someone's coming at you and you need to quickly change direction, you do have to kind of like push down and around. I have to kind of like push down, like down, then over to change that direction quickly if someone's coming behind me, you know what I mean? But it's like a interesting, like it gives you the ability to kind of square off with somebody and kind of like range them a little bit, which is kind of cool. It's a thing you wouldn't necessarily expect a game like this to do. All right, now this looks like a fucking orc camp. Should I check out this scroll? The spidery runes release a magic. They're magic. What? Okay. Cool. Urn. Now I have the power of the Undertaker. Oh, I can't actually go in here, huh? I do like that it made a fucking evil noise when I picked up the urn. It contains some glowing stones. What if I use the urn? It would be of little use here. Oh, the stones. It's the stones. Well, why did it make an evil, like, oh, you did it now noise, when it's like, that was me getting the thing I needed to get? No, I need to use. All right, let's get speed. And let's get out of here. You know what? Even better, if there's a guy behind you, it seems like it automatically knows that, like, hey, stop backstepping and turn around. Which is kind of cool, too. I'll give him that, man. They sat down and thought about, like, hey, what are some things we could do to this control here? Okay, so this is the woodsman, and then we're going to keep going this way back to town. Was it here? Be careful not to stab. I hope you have returned with the stones. Give urn. You've done well. Accept this gold as a reward. Go and visit the regent now, for he has need of your skills. Where's that? Can you tell me what's up with the orcs? Sorry, I can't help you there. I know I just sent you to kill orcs, but I don't... Well, great. You've given me... All right, welcome to the Frothing Slosh. Have you heard about the Raiders of the Forest? Which level of man, really tied one on to the Frothing Slosh. I had to sleep upstairs at the bar. I was fucked up. I remember the days when we had a united kingdom. There is still technically a United Kingdom. I mean, you know, just people in Ireland have some things to say about it. But did you ever hear of the Great Medallion? No. It was a magical artifact brought from our homeland when we settled here. It said that only the rightful ruler of our people can use it. What do you know about kingdom? What you know about these orcs? I don't know, man. You killed them all. You already did that quest. Stop asking me about it. Didn't I kill you yesterday? So who do you think I'm looking for? Like zero information. It has not become a topic on my talk list, so I can't go like, hey, do you know where I'm going to find this dude? Boop. This is all right. You could play this game. I wouldn't want to dick around with the passwords and stuff, though. This looks like it's something. Some money. I'm Dariel, steward of the kingdom. I've heard of your valiant deed. Recover the tablet of truth, which has fallen into the hands of Hydric, the Southern Warden. I'm a Southern Warden. He will use it against us in hopes of seizing the kingdom to rule as he sees fit. Can I trust you to journey to Ganastor and recover it? Yeah, okay. Please be secretive and speed be with you. Oh, I can examine my things. Okay. Arcane runes. It's a dagger. Hey, I got a question for you. What do you know about Valwyn? I don't know, man. All right. Yeah, you know, it's okay. I sit here. You know, there's a bed in the back. Yeah, a map would be nice. A map would be nice, but I wonder, you know. That seems like something that the game maybe perhaps came with. I mean, you know, certainly its origins as a PC game. Its origins. that's woo. As a personal computer game, a game for computing, it would not be out of the ordinary for this game to come with some kind of map. Hey, what's up, man? I just want to talk. All right, cool. Are we fighting? You seem like you're moving around a little aggressively, but I don't see my candle moving, so I guess we're probably cool. You're like, oh, okay, all right. Okay. I'll back away slowly. All right, we're looking for a man to the south. Instead, we found a spider. I might as well quaff. That's not true. I should not have quaffed, because what if I found an inn? You know, it'd be nice to have that when you need it. Oh, that guy dropped freaking food. Yeah, the control on this is pretty good. Like, you know, like for it's very smart about knowing that there's an enemy behind you and not doing the back away thing and letting you change direction quickly to deal with a threat. It only lets you do it when it's right behind you, though, because, you know, even though you have ranged attacks, so that does lead to some situations where you kind of have to roll the controller around to change directions. But even that feels like effective for what they're trying to do. I think it works out okay. Bag of gold. I wonder if blue is the healing color, so if I wonder if this blue scroll is also going to be a healing item. Anyway, we should probably move on. But this is neat. For a game that, you know, like when you know, hear them talk about it, it is in this context of like, hey, we kind of wanted to make a console style thing. You know, after The Legend of Zelda came out. And then for that to come back to the very platform that Zelda is on is, you know, gonna kind of be an unfair comparison for their game, I think, in some ways, but shit, dude, you could do a lot worse. Not that blue potion didn't do shit. Oh, it froze the guy. Yeah, but this would probably be a pretty heinous rental. Oops, that's just a dude. No, these guys are, well, I don't know. Maybe I angered all of them, but are these guys gonna still be aggressive out here, or is it because I... Okay. I feel like these serfs don't know anything about anything. Oh, it's a thug. What's up, Dunny? I was wondering if you had any Alizé and Cristal. A lot of empty buildings in this game. Not a fan. Hi. You know any news? All right, cool. Wake up, I'm in your house. It would be nice if you could just get like basic info, like, hey man, where am I, dog? But if they were counting on you having a map, then, you know, then obviously that's a pretty different outcome here. So what, the orcs come out at night? The orcs come out! I'm gonna quaff the shit out of this green potion. What, you think I'm not gonna drink the green potion? That's an even better than the blue one. Alright, well, look. That's this game. I think there's part of this interface stuff here, I think, is a little clunky and, you know, could have been solved by, you know, kind of different button presses and let me just walk up to a guy and hit B to start talking to him, and then if I want to give him something, you could put the interface in there instead of having this top level interface like a fucking PC game, but it's a PC game. So it makes sense. Or a computer game, I guess, not even necessarily PC. In the modern sense of PC. And this game was finished and shipped, unlike some other things you could say about Chris Roberts' work. So that's pretty awesome too. Very playable. Unlike a lot of these kind of ports to the NES, you know what I mean? Like there's still a playability here that I think works pretty well. That it's kind of cool. Like in a weird way, I kind of wish that like more of the role-playing games on this system had adapted themselves into something closer to this. You know, not every game can have real-time combat. It's just, you know, outside the scope of what they're going for, right? But I think as far as real-time combat goes, this is acceptable. Like, it's okay. It works well enough, but pretty simple overall. A bridge. Maybe the guy we're looking for is on the other side of this bridge. Any game that lets you try to talk to the enemies, even though... Hey, skeleton, you heard anything? What? You know anything about orcs? Alright. yeah, surprisingly all right, this thing. Yeah, it'd be nice if it had battery stuff instead of passwords, but what do you want to say to the black asp? Have you heard any rumors? Here's what I want to say to the black asp. Oh, man. Oh, okay, yeah. You recognize the confession of the assassin. That's kind of cool. We rolled up on an assassin at night and stabbed him to death and took the scroll with his confession on it, I guess. Maybe there's another quest or something, or we talked to somebody about that. Who knows? Who knows what that has to do with? We found a big man that dropped a ring that let us turn invisible for a while. That's kind of crazy. Like, this game's kind of crazy. Welcome to the Trollsbane Tavern. I'm Smitty. I don't know. It's neat. Again, like for its you know, for where it appeared previous to the NES, like it's kind of a neat. When did the original version of Time of Lore come out? Is it Time of Lore or Times of Lore? Amiga, Amstrad, Apple II, Atari ST, C64, DOS, NES, and the ZX Spectrum. They're just listing an October 88 date, which I guess is probably the original release because it didn't come to the NES until like 1990. And then Bad Blood runs on the same engine, which is kind of neat. And then Lord British said that Ultima 6 and 7 were inspired by Times of Lore. Interesting. Yeah, I'd be curious to see what a 16-bit version of that looks like, you know, since it was on Amiga and the Atari ST. I bet it didn't. But yeah, man, that's okay. I don't know. That's pretty good. It seems like it's a sufficiently large world. If you're going to try to do a computer style role playing game on a console, I think that's a really nice set of systems. And obviously, you know, the version that they put on computers is similar too. It's a real time game across the board. It's not like they adapted it into this to put it on console. They were looking at console games as inspiration to begin with. But it moves pretty well. The combat is okay for again, I think it beats expectations for a lot of this stuff, for the sort of thing you might expect out of a game like this. I wouldn't be surprised if this played better here than it did on most of those computers in terms of just like the smoothness of the scrolling or whatever else. I bet that this version ends up being one of, if not the best versions of the game in some sick way, which is a weird thing considering that they were looking to the Legend of Zelda and going like, we can make something like that, and then made it for computers, only to have it come back to Zelda's platform. I mean, it's better than Skull and Crossbones, you know? It's better than Joe and Mac. It's better than Dick Tracy. It's better than the Immortal. Recognizing that the Immortal is better on other platforms. Like, it's better than Star Trek 25th Anniversary. It's better than Airwolf. It's better than Toxic Crusaders. Like, I don't think this game goes too high, you know, but it's like, it's better than The Hunt for Red October, which was a surprisingly neat game for what it was. I don't like, it's no Mylan's Secret Castle. Or, I mean, you do bump head to find box. Yeah, it's better. It's better than Thrilla's Surfari. Is Times of Lore better or worse than Dino Wars? Destruction of Spondy Low Us. Low Us? Laos. Lose. Spondy Lose? It's better than that. It's better than Solstice, the Quest for the Staff of Deimos. It's better than Jaws. Better than Galaga, Demons of Death. It's better than Faria. A world of mystery and danger. But it is no David Crane's A Boy and His Blob, Trouble on Blah Bologna. Blah Bologna. Blah Bologna. It's better than Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. It's better than Mario Brothers. That's a weird one, man. These comparisons get really fucking crazy sometimes, man. Because like Mario Brothers is a classic, great arcade game. It's fucking cool as hell. You hit the crabs twice from underneath and knock them over. The fighter flies. You got to hit them when they're on the ground. It changes everything. The platforms get iced up later on. It's bananas. But contextualized as a home game, I think Mario Brothers, especially like this version of the game, which I don't think is, whatever. This version of the game is fine. But yeah, Times of Lore is no Golgo 13. It's no Shadowgate. It's no David Crane's A Boy and His Blob, Trouble on Blobolonia. It's better than Sky Kid. It's better than the Tengen Ms. Pac-Man. Again, contextualizing the platform and all that sort of stuff. I think if we were having a larger conversation about video games in general outside of just the NES, then I think Ms. Pac-Man is one of those games that ends up very high on that list. Whereas Times of Lore is not. But yeah, this is our new number 196. That's cool. Huh. Times of Lore, man. That's a game I would love to mess around with some more. But maybe instead I will just go look at the map that came with maybe it came with the game and get a sense of the size of it and go like, huh. And maybe that'll be that. That's my guess about how that will go. That will satisfy enough of my curiosity, but there you have it. 196. Next up, Chili Bus wanted to see this. It's hard to imagine a world where this is any good, but you know, again, we have some licensed games this week from your friends at Sony ImageSoft, you know, the makers of the PlayStation. Last Action Hero, 1990 fucking 3. This is a great set of screens right here. We got this one. Oh, okay, there we go. Let's look at this a little bit before we play. Oh, man. That was a great demo. The Last Action Hero is a movie about movies. All right, you've got your jump and attack backwards with jump on B and punch on A, so already you're just committing crimes. This is an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie. Oh, if we hold up, we get this kick. So what is the plot here? It's that he's an action movie star. The kid goes to the movies. There's magic happens. He gets out of the movie, but so does the bad guy, and then he's got to fight him in the real world. Is that what it is? Or did I just write a different movie? That's probably the plot of Last Action Hero. I saw it when it came out and have not seen it since. That guy had a gun this whole time. I like the total lack of hit reactions. Even when I lose a life, it just causes my... You kept me waiting, Jack. I'll have to take him. Too bad. Restarts too. Like that screen right there was like, if you had not seen this movie, like I don't, like the dialogue there makes no sense. And in fact, it barely makes sense. Like, yeah, that's terrible. Okay, we're going to the left here. All this combat feels fucking awful. I guess I remember this movie being like fine. I don't know. The music just kind of keeps playing the whole this. Great. That's fun. He automatically bounced off the bed because the beds are bouncy. Boing. See, that's fun. We're having fun. I like video games. They're fun. But also they're real. This is a tough boss fight. Another tough boss fight. Slater hurls the body of Polonius through the window. Oh, fuck off, man. He's automatically running. I'm not playing. I think I've discovered something about this game. Yeah. Me too, buddy. Dynamite flies out of the screen and lands in the aisle, fizzing! He takes off with tires smoking. Whoever wrote that, all of this is amazing. With tires smoking. Well, at least my kick forever technique is not fully sound through the entirety of the game. Yeah, I don't know, man. This sucks. Like, there's especially bad stuff about, like, the way it interacts with these couches and beds and stuff. As far as, like, attacking enemies who are on a different level than you are. Like, it doesn't work the way it seems like it should. A lady there. Credits. Olaf Olafsson. You know, the father of the PlayStation. That's shitty. It sucks. This game sucks. This game is sucky. This is a sucky video game. Gosh. The Last Action Hero. 1993 on the NES. What a year. What a year 1993 was for the NES. Arguably its finest year. All right, that feels pretty bad. It's no pirates. It's no Tiny Toon Adventures. It's just the kind of game. It's just like. It's a rotten video game. You know? And I think a lot of there are a lot of licensed video games on this platform and certainly into the 16-bit era where this is it, man. Like, hey, we're making a game based on this kind of action movie. What do you do in it? Well, you walk to the right and punch shit, and occasionally you get a gun. And some games use that to great effect. You know, when RoboCop came to arcades, Data East did a wonderful job of, you know, making a pretty good game that, you know, like evoked RoboCop well enough to work, and that game is fun within reason. I think when you revisit RoboCop now, it actually is a bit of a motherfucker in terms of what they ask you to do and the things you have to take damage to do. You know, it is a game where they certainly want you to put more quarters into it to see the whole thing. But there's this type of game, right, of just like generic action that we saw through this whole era, especially by 1993. You know, it was something that we saw earlier on the NES, but not all that much. Like, it's something that really I always thought of as a 16-bit kind of thing, where you get like Time Cop, or, you know, like, I guess Time Cop didn't come out, right? Is this just a prototype or something? But you know, Alien 3 or like Alien for the Genesis, and like some of that other stuff that was coming out, that, you know, that game has a little bit more going on, but Yeah, it's a weird, yeah, you know, especially like, you know, we see some of the stuff like Hudson Hawk and some of the other games that appear here, Dirty Harry, like games that are like trying to do something a little bit more engaging than just a generic action game, but you know, kind of not succeeding as at that. Last Action Hero is no Pac-Mania. Magic Darts is definitely a better game. You'd be better off with a copy of Yo Noid. Ninja Turtles is a better game. Worm Journey to the Center of the Earth is leagues better. Even Total Recall, I think, is a better take on a similar idea, right? Of just like generic walk around kind of thing, you know, like it does better than that. Hudson Hawk also just has a little bit more going on. Whereas this is just so fucking brain dead. I mean, you'd be better off with a copy of the Jetsons' Cogswell's Caper, for Christ's sake. Yeah, you would be better off with a copy of Kid Cool and the Quest for the Seven Wonder Herbs, man. This is the range, though. I think, you know, like scientifically speaking, I think Deadly Towers has more going on than this. You know, again, for some people, Deadly Towers is one of those legendary end all be all bad games of all time and all that, you know, like, and that legacy is, I think, you know, relatively well deserved. But with Deadly Towers, at least they were trying something, you know, like I would rather play that 100% of the time than something like Last Action Hero. Like, here's this super fucking dumb walk around punch kick like garbage ass fucking video game. Just the if we had to use the term slop to describe games of this era, I feel like it would be the old walk and punch, especially the licensed ones in a lot of cases. Because there are so many subpar games like that came out through this whole era that just suck, dude. That just suck. Deadly Towers is a better game. You know, Deadly Towers has a world to explore. Is it worth exploring? Like, no, but at least it's got something, man. This is not that. You'd be better off with a copy of Skate or Die 2, The Search for Double Trouble. Hell, I'd even take the NES version of Gauntlet. A true disaster. Nightmare on Elm Street, a better game across the board. Alfred Chicken, inoffensive by comparison. You could play Alfred Chicken, should you? No, man. But like Alfred Chicken's sin is that it's just a very generic puzzle platformer of its era. It's very of its time. It's very much a computer game. And you know, like that sort of thing, man. Alfred Chicken did nothing wrong. Alfred Chicken just is shitty. It's just, you know, it is average at best or whatever, right? Last Action Hero is a significantly worse game than that. Man, but also is Last Action Hero better or worse than Dash Galaxy and Alien Asylum? That's a real fucking wild question. I might have to take Last Action Hero on this one. I don't know, man. Dash Galaxy sucks. But it does have a little bit more going on than Last Action Hero, which is just like, here's a bunch of shitty enemies, some of whom have largely unavoidable attacks at range. Backwards jump and attack buttons. It's worse than Dash Galaxy. It's worse than The Last Ninja. which is clumsy in a lot of ways, but it's worse than Bartman meets Radioactive Man. It's worse than the Terminator. It is worse than Swamp Thing. Easily so. Like way worse than Swamp Thing. It's basically the Blues Brothers. It's basically the same game. It is. I'm gonna say it's worse than Blues Brothers, but oh gosh, is it better or worse than Athena? It's fucking worse than Athena, isn't it? Athena is just a glitchy, fucked up mess of a fucking video game, though. What a fucking shit show Athena is. Athena fucking sucks. But there's more going on in that game. Like you could, yeah, Athena has more going on. Athena is a better game. This is worse than Skull and Crossbones. It's worse than King Neptune's Adventure for sure. It is worse than Hills Far. It is worse than Conan. It is worse than Cool World. It's worse than it's better than Robo Demons. It is worse than Wolverine. Win, lose, or draw it's you have to remember that the NES version of Win, lose, or draw is like fucking ridiculous. That is ridiculously bad, and because it's easy for me to forget and go like, oh well, win, lose, or draw is fine. It's just Pictionary, but like this implementation of it is the thing that actually really fucking sucks. Stack Up is barely a goddamn video game. But I'd still rather fuck around with that than Last Action Hero. It's our new number 588. It's better than Robo Demons. Is it better than Robo? It's better than Robo Demons. It's better than Robo Demons. Oh, god damn. Like that's the worst kind of game. I think. Like it's not the like, because I feel like a lot of the games that people try to like hold on to, especially when we're talking about NES releases, it is like the Deadly Towers and the, you know, Atlantis No Nazo, and you know, like the Super Pitfalls of the world. But like those games are like interesting in some sick way, right? There's like stuff happening in those video games, and you know, and they get a lot of extra flack in some cases, especially like Super Pitfall and whatever else. But like Atlantis, no. But you know, like these games kind of get like an additional undeserved kind of thing on them because people go like, oh well, it's just so weird, and oh Japanese, and like it's just so weird. It's like, no, it's just like culturally different than the thing you're used to, and that's, you know, not inherently bad, but people had that axe to grind a lot more, I think, back then, on both sides of it. I don't know, you know, I think a lot of this console's best games came out of Japan. I don't think that's an especially controversial thing to say. And as we're finding, a lot of its worst games came out of the United States and the United Kingdom, with Australia doing some work in there as well. and Europe at large, but I feel like Western work on the NES is like a lot of it is the shits. Which makes sense. You know, the Western video game industry had been decimated a lot, like by, you know, the crash of the Atari 2600. A lot of developers that were making games back then were gone, and, you know, and a lot of the ones that stuck around were like Imagineering, that had skills that had failed to develop too much further past some of the things they were doing on the on the 2600. And you have like the same sound effects from Keystone fucking Capers and all this other shit. And so, yeah, man, I think there's just a lot of fucking garbage down here, dude. That would be an interesting thing to discover. Like, what is the lowest, by the time we're all is said and done, and maybe we all already know the answer to that question because of how much the list has taken shape, but like, what is the lowest ranked Japanese game? What is the highest ranked game from the United States? Like, Stack Up, is there's nothing below Stack Up that was made in Japan, unless I'm mistaken. And then you get Donkey Kong Jr. Math here. Oh, Atlas did NFL. I mean, but LJN published it. I don't know, man. That's we could split hairs on that stuff a few different ways. But spiritually, I don't know that I don't know if that's what we're talking about here, but I guess technically that is true. But LJN published a lot of fucking fucked up shit. And then what's the highest ranking game that is not from Japan? RC Pro-Am, right? RBI Baseball. No, that's Namco. So I guess if we're counting that as Namco, then we have to count NFL as Japanese as well, just to be fair. But yeah, yeah, man, it's a weird. It's not that weird. I don't know. Like it's not that that unbelievable, right? When we think about where video games were at this time and how a lot of this stuff worked. So like it's not super far fetched to realize just kind of the where a lot of these developers came from, and when these games were being made, and just what the United States video game industry looked like at the time. I think that's like a claim for all of their faults. They established themselves quite well, and they ran a business for a lot of years based on a lot of fucking bad games. Based on a lot of fucking bad games on this platform anyway. But the industry was in such a different place because all of the Western, like pretty much Western development had shifted exclusively to computers, right? And so that stuff kind of, and then that's why we see some of that work get ported back, and why some of that stuff is just kind of funky. Like it's neat that Maniac Mansion came to the NES, but that's not the best way to play that game. It's cool that Mule came out, like Rare, I think if we looked at Rare's output scattered across this list, the highs are very high and the lows are fucking extremely fucking low. Rare put out a lot of bad fucking games on this platform. And it is definitely, doing this has changed my opinion of Rare as a developer. if that makes any sense. For the worse. In a lot of ways, and a lot of that you could look at and go like, hey man, it's all contract work and they had 6 weeks to do it. I'm sure there are extenuating circumstances in a lot of these cases that you could look at and go like, well, fuck it, man, they were getting paid and they were very prolific here. They were getting paid. Good on them. But I do think a lot of the work on this system with Rare's name on it is fucking garbage. But they also made RC Pro-Am, so you get it from both ends, I suppose. But it's definitely like that. That's been kind of one of the interesting realizations here. Is that Rare is so scattershot. Something that I think they are still to this, like they always have been. For the love that people have for Rare, well, not to be shitty about it, but like I think the love that people have for Rare is very it's a lot of selective memory. It's a lot of very much like, you are remembering the handful of amazing games that Rare had their hands on and ignoring a fucking lot. A lot. You're just like, oh, Banjo-Tooie? What's that? I don't know what that is. What is that? I'm looking over here. I'm looking over here I'm looking over here. GoldenEye, one of the greatest games ever made. And you're like, or you're just like, Nightmare, that's an amazing, like whatever their Spectrum output was. And, that was a very different era and all that sort of stuff, right? So, I think Rare's origins are really crazy and fascinating, but like, it puts a lot of it into perspective when you're like, oh, right, yeah. There's just a lot of stuff that Rare made that was fucking insane and not great. But they gained this legendary status on the heels of the N64 that led to them getting purchased, and people like the Rare, that's the crown jewel in Microsoft's lineup now. And then you're like, oh, here's Conquer. You're like, this sucks. What the fuck? Oh yeah. Oh, let's play some Grab by the Ghoulies. Yeah, okay. Like I thought Cameo was cool. Cameo's all right. And like Viva Pinata, I think is an awesome fucking video game. The first one, at least, like what a great game. But yeah, yes, Perfect Dark Zero. That's a video game that came out. 610 games on the list. There's some games we didn't get to this week. Some stuff I did, I jotted down because people suggested it, but I knew we wouldn't have time for. I wasn't sure, but we did not get to Hook this week. Another Sony ImageSoft banger, I believe. So we will take a look at Hook next week, along with Swords and Serpents and Desert Commander. Those are both on the list. We'll keep those on there, I guess, for next week and see what happens. But there's still room if you want to join the advisory panel and make some suggestions. Go for it. Patreon.com/Jeff Gerstmann. Thanks everybody for watching. It's been a very interesting batch of games. Like Joe and Mac is such a fucking weird thing that is so unlike the Joe and Mac that I think people remember. Captain Planet is just a fucking disaster of a thing. Times of Lore was rad, way more than you might expect. And The Last Action Hero, or I guess it's just Last Action Hero, a real shit show of a game. We'll be back next Friday to rank some more. And of course, back on Tuesday with the podcast, where we'll talk more about Battlefield. If you want to read about the Battlefield campaign, I finished the campaign in Battlefield 6 and wrote it up. That's over on the Patreon as well. That's a free post. You don't got to sign up or join anything to read it. It's not the short version is the campaign is terrible, but that's not why you're buying a Battlefield game. So take that how you will. But boy, that campaign is fucking bad. Like story-wise, execution-wise, just buggy. In most ways, a thing could be bad. The Battlefield 6 campaign is bad in a way that when I finished it, my thought was, boy, they shouldn't have done this. They should not have made this. This was a waste of everyone's time. I wonder how much work was put into. Anyway, whatever. We'll talk about it next week. I'll see you then. Bye.